So I'm just drawing right now. Just playing around. I try to do one of these a day. If I try, I do one a day. And my digital work isn't up to par with my fine artwork, and so I've been watching a lot of tutorials. And some days I do really well, some days I don't. Just kind of like the nature of the beast, you know. So lately, what I wanna do is take stock photos. I've been taking some stock photos, kind of get an idea of how I want to design these characters that are already made a little bit. So I'm working on them, and so just practicing. Yeah, I hate when I do that. The reason why I'm taking these images is so I can kind of have an idea of how I can manipulate a cartoon bird. I have a hard time sometimes adjusting the characters so they can honor them visually. So I'm using a mixture between the Pidgeot and the newer series, I think Pokemon. I don't know what the name of it is. I just kind of found it, and I assume it's the second evolution or third evolution, or I mean the fourth evolution. Pidgeot, so that's what I'm working on. The music's too loud for me. I have this music going on in the background. It's been kind of annoying, and it's distracting me. Really want to kind of quiet right now. So I'm learning quite a bit by doing this type of work. I think I've learned even more by having the examples of the birds at least on file. It really, I believe it helps with the, although that feels more like a parrot, I think I'll stick with it though. Like that beak. I like to make the birds kind of aggressive, like my rendition a little bit more aggressive looking than the main ones, just a little bit more edgier, but still kind of honoring the overall feeling of the bird. I think I do an okay job. Not great, but you know, it's an okay job. Being kind of loose right now. Been drawing a lot lately, so my hand actually hurts quite a bit. Not quite a bit, it's sore. I guess that's just kind of like the the things you got to deal with the trade. So that kind of looks cool. That's looking good. There we go. That's good. I think I need to make the wings slightly bigger. So I think that'll be better, like longer. It's kind of funny. It's taken me so many sketches to get like just decent at this, and I'm limited because of my knowledge of the program. I just know how to. I just gotten a little bit better at sketching on the darn thing. You know, really haven't improved much as far as like the knowledge of the program. What the knowledge of the program is what's going to really push me to the next level on this stuff, because then I can really manipulate stuff in kind of like a cheat to get certain effects. You know, people don't think it's cheating, but it really is. It's kind of like it's a drawing hack is what's happening. There's a lot of drawing hacks out there, and which is fine. There's nothing wrong with a drawing hack. You know, you're not bad for a start. Let's snag that person's tail. I mean, I want to snag the feet. I don't like that. Just kind of casually copying this a little bit, mixing two different feet. I tend to make when I'm doing them by myself, I tend to make them a little bit too detailed and a little bit too big. Trying to avoid that today. Yeah, look at that, looking tight. Oh, zooming out, zooming out. Okay. I'm just trying to be as okay. Let's see what this looks like. My thing is, I'm not splitting the feathers as much as I like to, but that's fine. I can deal with it. It's just something I'm kind of dealing with right now, so I can always get better. And my feathers are something that could be much that could be desired from, but just trying to slowly improve. I need to spend more time researching the digital painting realm a little bit. It's kind of one of those double-edged swords where you're either researching or you're drawing, and you can't do both. You can try to do both. You can kind of have one streaming in the background, like videos, but then you're not. If you're doing any type of focus on the drawing, then you're not really paying attention to the information that's being broadcasted to you online. So it's better to just kind of do one, and then when you have a moment of breath, free time, like when you have to have a lunch or something like that, you can probably invest it in watching these videos. At least that's what I try to do. So I'm kind of trying to learn something as I'm eating or something like that. Yeah, we'll erase that. And now, this is kind of get to drawing here. This basically it's inking for me, just kind of ink. Trying to decide what I want as far as the size of my pencil. I think I might want like a 2.6 or something. 2.7 seems a little big. Yeah. This pencil is like a very knotty. Like it's got these. I think they made the pencil tool a little. Um, it's not like a pencil. It doesn't draw like a pencil. It's got. I think they put too much of the texture in there, and it doesn't break off as well as it should. It's kind of lagging here. So I said I'm drawing on a small tablet, which is kind of hard because I really can't place my hand, my foot. Can't put my foot anywhere. There's no foot room in this thing. I can't place my hand on the tablet because I tend to when I do. Well, that for one, it's way too small. And if I do, sometimes I like close out layers or I merge lasers accidentally. That's kind of a drag. Yeah, just doing my thing. If anyone has any informational tutorials that you think I would be interested in looking into, I would definitely like to improve. And if you found anything that worked for you, I am more than happy to look into it, because I am always into trying to improve myself as an individual, as an artist, because I am like I'm good in certain things, but I am light years behind in a lot of things, which can be nice, but it's kind of a handicap. It would also be nice to have a bigger screen so I can actually see most of my image at once, because I'm only able to crop out part of my work on parts of my piece at a time. And unfortunately, with doing it this way, you you're not seeing if everything's kind of like working together proportionally, and that's just one of the problems I have to deal with. So sometimes I'll zoom out, but um, at this stage, I don't need to be. I don't want to keep making changes. I mean, you very well could with any work. You can, especially when you can remove it so easily. You can make changes constantly. I try not to fret over um, marks like that in my drawing. I don't have the time because I have other projects to do. Maybe if I had a lot of free time, I always say that, but I'm literally doing stuff all day, and if I miss one day of my regular daily drawings, that means I have to spend another hour the next day. Now imagine you missed 3 days or 4 days. You're having to do 3 extra hours of work, and it adds up quick. No joke. So I try to ignore that this is kind of like a concentrated practice. Just kind of do it, but I still try to learn at the same time. Although I do find it kind of a burden, because I often have lots of stuff I want to do. Like I have paintings I want to work on, and other ideas to pursue, and sketch pads I got to work on. It's a never-ending onslaught of just items, a litany of items to work on. I can say, though, that I've gotten pretty good at getting my lines done faster with less correction. It used to be very hard at first, but I think it has to do with the brushes. I've changed my brushes, and I don't worry about the lines as much as I used to. Because when you're wasting time trying to get the perfect line, you're really just wasting time. I mean, you could always try to get more and more better lines, but I think you get better lines through just practice, and just over time you're able to manipulate the line better. What I would like to do maybe on a Sunday is actually spend time practicing digital coloring. I don't know where that time's going to come from, but it's got to come from somewhere, you know. Time's up, but I'm going to finish this. I'm so close to being done for an underdrawing of a cartoon. I've kind of exaggerated block, like what I've been doing with the feathers. I've been kind of angling them out because I think they're kind of interesting that way. I'm going to try something a little different. I don't ever use this that often. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to thicken up the line so it's a good line. Okay. Some more to do. So I'm just going to leave the briskly doing these lines. Yeah, lower down to 2.6 is what I liked. I think that has enough control. My hands are kind of shaky, actually. My hand really hurts. It's not really good to draw like this with this screen like this, you know. I don't like to erase that often. Um, so not bad. Not bad. Okay. Well, everyone, thank you for maybe we'll put this in a group. Do it to the left a little bit. Actually, we'll just shrink this down a little bit. Then we'll move this group. All right. Thank you very much for watching.